Hello everyone, FB here to bring you a stream of the 24-hour road. This is the third time this endurance race is taking place. As always, it's organized by the DDE organization, and for this edition 52 teams have signed up and will be participating. Right now all the players are warming up on the track that will be used, and before the race starts, let's go through the format of this event. So the teams will consist of 2 to 5 players, and the amount of checkpoints passed will be what determines the ranking. The map has been released 30 minutes before starting time, and the players will take turn playing using a relay system. And here's a closer look at that relay system. So with this system the players can switch between who will drive in the team whenever they want, and they can do this by either kicking the player and then go into play mode, or the player who's driving can go into spectate mode, and then the player next in line will join as soon as possible. So the teams, the players are still doing some warm-ups. 3 minutes left, as you can see, before we start. And before we start, I also want to mention that I'm not the only stream. There's also a French stream, and in addition there's a lot of point of view streams from players driving in the race. Type _streams in my chat and you'll get a link to all the streams available. Also, I guess before we go live, here are the ranking pages. Write !rankings in my Twitch chat and you'll get a link to this page. So if you want to follow the race, then this is a very good page to have up in a tab. So you can see here lots of stats, beginning with the ranking race, the detailed rankings to show which team is currently in the lead. We also got the ranking record, ranking average, which is not showing up. And then we got position progression as well, which is pretty cool, as well as overtake estimation. So definitely check out that rankings page. 2 minutes left to go, and let's see if I can find some favorites. I wrote down a couple of teams that I think will be in the top. And here's the first one, which is Team Bombs, consisting of Kuba's Tween, Hucky Jr. and Saber. So this team will probably do pretty well. Let's see who else we have. We got Mute Mike, which is a team consisting of Spam, Massa, Bergie, Pack and Roa. Also probably going to be pretty dangerous. Let's see if I can find any other favorites. Trying to find the Butterfly Slayers, which is a team consisting of Wally, Call Jr., Leo, Raisons and Beat. That is maybe the biggest favorites of them all, I would say. We got Easy Killer with Onyo, Speed You Need, Pax Mauer driving as well. See if I can actually... yeah, not sure who is the last player in this team, or the 2 last players, because you only see the nicknames or the logins so far, so we'll see. 1 minute left to go before we start. Let's see here. Find any other teams or favorites. Whatever, I'll just go through them with text. So we also got Penta with Scrappy, Sack, Mi4 and Javi Flyer. Javi Flyer who drives for BX3 normally, but for this I guess is Penta, I don't know. Then we also got 2 other teams that are kind of outsiders, I would say. The first one would be THE Reverse with Sissyman, Dexter and Shorty. And that's mainly because Shorty is driving in the team. He usually drives a lot of hours in these kind of endurance races, so they could do pretty well if Shorty does well. And then we also got Laboule, which among others got Omnipods driving, and as you all know, Omnipods is also a very good endurance player. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the warm-up. We are starting the 24-hour road. This will take place for 24 hours, pretty obvious. I won't cast for 24 hours, but I will stream all 24 hours. So here we go, first lap, and we are following Onyo for Easy Esport. And yes, I do have a new microphone, hopefully it sounds okay on stream. And we see Only with a decent start. We see Raisons is driving for Butterfly Slayers into the first lap. That's of course a very good player as well. So we got lots of good teams. It's not doesn't really have a clear favorite, but I would say Butterfly Slayers are probably the biggest favorites. So Shorty right now in the lead for THE Reverse. Tween is also up there, and then Onyo is at third place. So this track is actually, I'm not sure who made this track. Cap Tang is the login. It's one of the DDE members, but this track is kind of similar to how my tracks in the FP's Weekly are built. So it's combining many different styles, tech, dirt, speed mainly. I don't know if they have any obstacles, but we'll see. It's also a bit longer of a track. It's going to be played for 24 hours, so might as well make it pretty long. I think the local record in the warm-ups were around 4 minutes. So we're gonna see times around there, I think. What else to say here in the start? We do have a schedule as well. Type in !info in the chat and you'll get the schedule up. The schedule means that there's going to be some mood switches on the server. As you know, in Stadium you can have different moods, day, dawn, what's the third one? Twilight and then night. So we're gonna switch to those kind of different moods. The first switch will be at 6 PM CET, so in 3 hours. And then we'll start, we'll switch to twilight mood. And then 1 hour later we'll switch to night mood. And then there's gonna be night mood for quite a long time until Sunday morning at 7 AM CET, where it will restart into dawn mood. And then lastly, 1 hour later at 8 it will restart for day mood and last until the end. So it's gonna end, of course, at 3 PM on Sunday. Looks like Onyo has taken the lead. He's off to a really good start. We'll see how long he will play for. To the left you can see the rankings, and the numbers here, that means how far behind the team are when it comes to checkpoints. So it's a lot of zeros right now. That's because most of them are within the same amount of checkpoints, basically. So Tween is, you know, is just a few tenths behind. Onyo will hit the wall, so maybe we'll see Tween taking over the lead. No, not really. Onyo still keeping first place. Alright, seems like the microphone sounds good. That's good to hear. So yeah, from now on my content should have a bit better quality. The video quality is still not that great, but I'll eventually, I guess, buy a new computer as well. Alright, so Onyo and Tween first and second. Then we got Spam for Mute Mic, one of the other favorites, at third place. And it's pretty much the teams that I mentioned that are in the top. Here's Shorty at fourth place for his team. And then we got Butterfly Slayers with Raisons at fifth. Actually, Raisons not with a great start here in the race. If you've seen my weekly races, then he usually takes the early lead and then just keeps it all the way to the end. But here he's at fifth place. Although, as you can see, he's only about one turn behind. Oh, where did Onyo go? Onyo drops down. Drops down to fifth place. Oh, and we see Scrappy for Penta, the one of the other favorite teams as well. Scrappy, who I believe took home the race last year. Can't remember who his teammates were though, but Scrappy was one of the players at least. See here who we got at seventh. It's General for Saw. Not sure, I don't know too much about this team. Seems to be a team consisting mainly of French players. For those wondering what microphone I'm using, it's a Audio Technica or Technica or whatever how you say it. ATR 2100. So it's a pretty good like entry-level microphone for a pretty good price. So that's why I bought it. So General doing good here. He's keeping up with the favorites. Spam will drop down a bit at this section. Scrappy will pass him. And Onyo down to 7th place now. Then we got Smee for a new era at 8th place. Already see some distances between the teams. It's about 1 second between Smee and Onyo right now. We also got Lioncast driving with Hive playing right now. This is also a pretty good team, so they could do well. Tona is another member, as you can see at the top left. And here's the VODs team, which got Omnipots. I think he's probably by far the best player in their team. We see Kipi crashing just before the jump. But yeah, I think this team can do well if Omnipots is playing a lot. Although, you know, you can't really expect a person to play that much, except I guess if you're Shorty, because Shorty has been known in the past for driving like crazy hours, like 12 hours or something crazy like that. So I mean, Shorty can do it, but I'm not so sure anyone else can. Next in line we got, see here, it's another THE team. They usually have a couple of teams signing up for this race, and here's Mario at 11th place. Carset is driving there as well. He's not participating in the race though. I think the admin team is just fooling around, just driving for fun here. We also see Slink at the distance there. He's driving for Team Pantsu. Acerik, of course, in the team, a known anime fan, so I'm sure he came up with that name. Also Bits and Hymex driving. I'm not sure who Hymex is. It's his login. Oh, here we see the stretch as well. So it's a very long stretch, which I think is cool, especially for this kind of long map and also race. If you type exclamation point rankings in my chat, then you'll get a working link to the rankings. So just use that instead, because that link you can't click on for some reason. Also, exclamation point stream, or streams rather, will give you a link to all the streams available. Besides my stream, there's also a French one with casting like I am, and then in addition there's also point of views from players driving. From the top of my head, I know Saber is streaming, Spam also, Called Junior I believe is streaming his point of view. So there's lots of point of views to watch as well, in addition to the casting. Alright, let's just well, I guess we can check in the top again here before we go through the rest of the teams. Tween is in the lead, but is in a close battle with Shorty. So those two are doing the best, and Raysons has gone up to 3rd. No, he's at 4th. Onyo is ahead of him. But it looks like Tween and Shorty has or have taken the lead in the race. Alright, let's see who else is driving. So okay, so here's the admins. Carset is one of the admins. I don't think they are actually well, actually I could be wrong. Maybe he is actually playing the race. If so, then I apologize. But I remember last year the admin team were driving just for fun, so I don't know if that's the case again. Let's see here. We saw General already. Here's Easy Killer 2. I believe they have 3 teams in total. Robin is driving for this team, consisting of also Funstyle, Icy, Dansko94 and Nerox. And we saw Mario already. Here is the 3rd Easy Killer team. Fragius is driving for them. Also got Wasari93, Tommy, Venue and Pilesor in the team. AKRS got Michi driving at 18th place. And got Fragius just in front. Then we have Patte93 for Team Legend. Not too far behind either. Oh, it looks like he might have passed one team there, not sure. We got Saw 2 with Ted Pork playing as well. And here's Era for Impact. They are currently at 19th place. Team YOLO with Kavix is driving as well at 20th place. And by the way, you should just ignore the player ranking to the lower right. It says 15th place, but he's actually not at 15th place. I believe that is the local record position, because this race is actually played in time attack on the server, but it's just because the relay plugin works that way. So ignore the 15th number to the right and instead just focus on the left and those numbers, the ones to the furthest to the left. That is the position of the team. So right now Team YOLO are at 20th place. And next up is KitKat for THE Androids, so their third team. We also got IGN with Kavi driving right now. We also got Marco Norok, Frederick 7 and Sorrow Croatia in the team. Where was I now? There we go. DAC SP2 is ahead of the first team actually. Fogter is driving. I believe that's how you pronounce that name. So they are currently at 23rd place, ahead of Esports United with Harry. This team got a couple of well-known community members, Kilburn, Shorch and Jumper, as well as Zero are driving in this team. Spam 1 with Makusta comes next at 25th place. And then we have Display with Mentos driving right now. I'm not sure if we've had any switches so far. Probably not. Usually I think they will like switch by the hours, so maybe we'll see some switches after the first hour. It's gonna be impossible for me to know though which teams are switching out, but we'll see. Next team in the list is Team Q, represented by Prox. They are at 28th place, one checkpoint behind Display. Next is 9 Live with the Bash or Bak Kippe, something like that. And then TND at 30th place, followed by DAC SP, the first team with Melchi driving. And then we have Orcs with Diab playing. And here is the first EDRM team with Edster playing. I think they have 2 teams, yeah. So it's EDRM Sherlock and then EDRM Watson. There might be a theme there, I'm not sure. Maybe. So Edster right now at 32nd place. They will actually pass Orcs. They have a close battle right now. Next team is Team Fox with Cousin. So this might be a team consisting mainly of dirt players. Team Fox is of course mainly a dirt team. We got Team Bro with Coley playing at 35th place. And here's the other EDRM team, the Watson team with Elmo playing at 37. Oh, and Elmo's gonna hit the wall. And that's a bad place to crash. Just before a stretch, you're gonna lose a ton of time with that. Seems like no one will pass him though. K3 team comes next with Kimmy. They played last year as well, I remember that. So they caught up a lot to Watson. Here we got Team Drunked with Marty playing right now. And then at 40th place, it's T2 with Zack. And then the next K3 team, Barry Kimmy is playing. 41st. 42nd, we got OMG with Le Vieux Ja or something like that. And then the bottom teams here, Alt F4 with called CJ, a dirt player. And then Spam 2 with Swan driving, 44th. TNT at 45th, and then we'll have to click on this button to see the rest of the teams, because yeah, for this edition they had 7 more teams than last year, so I think they could show all teams last year on one page, but for this edition they have to show them on 2 pages, which is a good problem to have, I guess. So we got Halco with the Wakinger at 46th. Then we got DT with Pain at 47th. We got Assure with Viper at 48th. JBG with Admin Shades at 49th. Looks like no one is driving for T1. They're 97 checkpoints behind. Alright, so I guess these teams are not driving. So Haze are not driving, Streamer is not driving, and then Fox are not driving. So that's all the teams participating in the 24-hour road. And let's go back to the top to see who's in the lead, and it's Tween for bombs. Besides Tween, we got Kubice, Hack Jr. and Saber in this team. It's a deadly team, probably going to do well if I'm allowed to predict the results of the race. Yes, I still don't have like all the equipment for the microphone. There's they are on their way, so hopefully for like Gamers Assembly, which I hopefully will be able to stream as well, I'll have a better setup for the microphone. But I think for now it's still much, I mean it's so much better than what I used to have, so I hope it's okay. Alright, so Tween in the lead, and then Shorty at second. Was much closer to Tween last time we checked. So Tween has been playing well. He also got the local record, as you can see to the right. 3:38.01. And then Shorty with the second fastest time, followed by Onyo at third, Hive at fourth, Scrappy at fifth, Raisons at sixth, Spam at seventh, Smee at eighth, Carset at ninth, and Mario at 10th. See how close by Onyo is. Not really that close. So we do have, yeah, he's 1 checkpoint behind Shorty. So right now Tween and Shorty playing the best. By the way, for those wondering, I will not cast for the whole 24 hours. That would be insane. I will stream though for all 24 hours. I'll take some breaks. I think I'll stream now or cast now for like 3 hours. Then I'll take a break, and then I'll stream for 3 more hours, taking a break, and etc. And then during the night I will probably just sleep, because I think that's probably the smartest thing to do. So Onyo at third, and then here is Spam at fourth. It's not too far behind Onyo, only about 1 turn. So let's follow him for a while, see if he can catch up to Onyo. I would not recommend buying a Blue Yeti microphone if you want to not like pick up audio in the background, because that microphone is actually designed for that purpose. It's designed to pick up all the audio in the room, so you don't want to get that. Instead, you want to get the type of microphone I got, which won't pick up like background noise or background sounds. So that's the kind of microphone you want to get. I can't remember the exact term for it, but it's like maybe dynamic microphone or something. That's the kind of microphone you want to get. It just means that you have to speak like closely to it if you want to be heard. but it's way better, I think, for like streaming, especially if you have like a arm thing, a boom to like put it on, so you can like move around freely and stuff. So that's my tip. Exclamation point info in the chat will give you all the information about this race. Also, exclamation point streams will give you a link to all the streams available, and then exclamation point rankings will give you a link to the ranking page. Yeah, the breaks during the mood changes will be very brief. I think maybe like 5 minutes or not even that. So the first one will take place at 6 PM CET. So 2.5 hours. Alright, did Spam get closer to Onyo? I'm not sure. Ah, yeah, maybe. Might have gotten a bit closer at least. And here's Raisons. They are at 5th place right now. I'm kind of actually... I'm a bit surprised that Raisons is not higher up in the ranking. As I mentioned before, like in my weekly races, he always learns the tracks super quickly and like just dominates. So it's a bit surprising to see that he's not actually in the lead, and he's about 2 seconds slower than the best time. So we'll see if he will learn the map a bit better. I'm sure he will. Yes, like Le Mans, it's pretty much you know, exactly the same as that. It's a team relay endurance race, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the cast, the players can switch out whenever they want. You can't see it now, but the players can see a plugin on their screen, and there they can press to go in spec or go in play mode. And they can also, the player in spec can also kick the player who's driving, and then just join immediately after. And I think that's the best way of like doing it, because you wanna, you know, you don't want to waste any time with the switches. You want to do them as quickly as possible. So it's definitely best to just kick the person who's playing and then join to drive. And then of course you don't want to like kick the player just before going into a checkpoint. You want to do it like just after, I think. Yeah, I guess I'm sounding pretty different. The microphone I used to have was not very good. I mean, it did a job, but it wasn't very good. So this is much better. Will I be doing the 24-hour dirt? When is that? First question. And then my answer is maybe. It really depends on when it is. So we see Scrappy now in front of... oh wait, maybe he was already. But Scrappy is just ahead of Rayson, so they have a close battle. See how close Hive is. He's not too far behind. Playing for Lioncast. I guess once all the players have gone to the server, we'll see like their actual nicknames. I think that's how it works, because right now you can only see the logins, and I don't know all the like logins for all the players. That's kind of unnecessary information to know. For some I know, but for a lot of them I'm not sure who it is. It's easiest, of course, when the players are just using the same login as their nickname. makes it much easier. Alright, it looks like we do have a pretty big gap then down to 8th place with VODs and Kipik. And they are 2 checkpoints behind Lioncast. So we do have like a top 7 going on now with Team Bombs, THE Reverse, Easy Killer, Mute Mike, Penta, Butterfly, Slayers, and Lioncast. So those 7 teams are doing the best. I'm sure if Omnipods was driving for VODs, then they would be at the absolute top. But I guess he will be playing later on. We'll see how much he will be playing, because it really depends on how much he will play, like how well they will do. If he plays a lot, then I think VODs can do well. Otherwise, I'm not so sure. Alright, so looks like we are 30 minutes into the race. Only 23 hours and 30 minutes left to go. And yeah, for those who missed the start, again, this is a team relay endurance race. The ranking is determined by how many checkpoints the teams collect. And you can see that on the ranking page. Exclamation point rankings will give you the link to the ranking page. And so right now, Team Bombs are in the lead, 1 more checkpoint than THE Reverse. But it's still very close. We'll see more differences as the race progresses, of course. I think last year the winners were like, I think maybe like 10 checkpoints in front of 2nd place, something like that. Might have been more. We'll see. I think though that we can see a bit closer of a race this time, because I feel like there are more like good teams now. Last edition there were maybe like 3 teams that were like super good, with 1 being like very good, and then now it's like, you know, 7 or 8 teams that I think can do pretty good. At least 5 teams are like super good. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to follow the race, see what happens. And yeah, still no switches, I'm pretty sure. We'll probably see the first switches taking place 1 hour into the race. You know, all the teams will have different ways of like changing the players. I think you can see that actually on the ranking page, like how many hours they will play and stuff. So like some teams will have like 1 hour each, some will have 2 hours each, 3 hours each, you know, it really depends. And then there are some teams that like consist of only 2 players and they play 12 hours each. Which I don't think is very healthy, to be honest. I would not recommend doing that. You should have at least 3 players in your team, and it's definitely a benefit to have like 4 or 5, because you're gonna get pretty darn tired playing for so many hours in a row. Alright, see, Onyo is overlapping a player, looks like. Yes, I'm not sure who that is, but we can see Shorty at the end of the stretch. Onyo not far behind either at all. We see Dachi is the player he's overlapped from A New Era. They are at let's see where A New Era are. They are at 10th place. So already the 3rd best team have overlapped the 10th best team. And Dachi is actually staying in front of Onyo. See, see. It looks like Onyo has taken over the local record to 3:36.85. So that is the time to beat. There's no like prizes or anything for the best lap or for, you know, winning this race. They had prizes for last edition, but for this one they won't have any, which I think is okay. I think most teams would participate anyway, probably. Let's follow Onyo in camera 3 for a while. Oh, I get information that a new era actually switched players already. So that explains why they are playing together like this. But they must have done a pretty slow switch in that case. Maybe the player got disconnected or something. That would explain it, I think, because then his teammates would not be prepared and they would lose probably a lot of time. So that might be the reason. Who knows? Oh yeah, also another new feature for this edition is that you can now disable the chat. Remember last year people got kind of annoyed by people writing in the chat, and that makes sense. I would also be annoyed by that. So now you can actually disable the chat if you want. So that's good. Oh yeah, also if there are any players listening to my stream right now, when you join the server, don't join it at as spec. Always join it as player, because there's some kind of bug with the system if you join as a spec. So always join the server as a player, and you should be fine. Oh, small stumble from Onyo. Gonna cost him a small amount of time. Let's see Spam, how far behind he is. It seems like Spam has lost some time on Onyo. One checkpoint behind. Oh, and a nice time from Tween. 3:36.46 takes over the local record from Onyo. And now he's he was 2 checkpoints ahead of Shorty. Now it's back to 1. Yeah, Tween is keeping up a good pace, giving Team Bombs a perfect start to the race. We'll see if they can keep it up. Of course, Tween cannot play all 24 hours, so it's up to his teammates to play as good as he is, if they want to win, I think. Let's go back to this point of view. Following Spam at 6th place. Spam, one of the players who are, of course, streaming his point of views. Exclamation point streams will give you a link to all the available streams of this race. Besides me, there's also a French cast, if you want to listen to that. And besides Spam's point of view, there's other players streaming as well, including Cold Jr. and Saber, among others. Actually, you can't even play for 24 hours if you want. I think you have to, if you play more than 90% of like the team total, then you will get disqualified. So even if you wanted to play all hours, you can't, which I think is a good set of rule. Let's follow someone else. See if Raysons is still driving for Butterfly Slayers. Yes, he is. Yeah, not a great start for Raysons. He's only 10th in the local record list. 3 seconds behind Tween's best time, so that's kind of interesting, I think. How Tween is so much faster than Raisons. Ooh, I think Lioncast has actually lost a lot of time. They are down to 10th. I believe they were at top 7 a couple of laps ago. So Hive has lost a lot. Laboule has passed and gone up to 7th. Kipik is still driving. But they are 3 checkpoints behind the Butterfly Slayers with Raisons. So now it looks to be a top 6 group of teams in the top, but a lot can still change for sure. And you know, you also have to take into consideration that like disconnects do happen in this game, and that can happen again, which of course is not good. So hopefully that won't happen too often, but I'm pretty sure we'll see a couple of disconnects at least, which, if you're very unlucky, like if all your teammates are AFK or sleeping even, then it's a really bad timing to get a disconnect. And I seem to recall that something like that happened last year. I can't remember to whom it happened, but it was pretty ugly. Oh, Lioncast also changed players. So that's the reason why they dropped down to 10th place. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to tell, like, when a player or a team goes down. Like, is it because something happened? Did they crash? Did they disconnect? Or did they just switch player? So apparently Lioncast has switched. Although wasn't Hive always playing? Maybe maybe he wasn't. No, he was always driving. So that can't be the case. That can't be the case. Hive is still the only player who's been driving for Lioncast. And they are down to 11th place now even. Or not. Now they are up to 8th, or 9th rather. It's really close. A new era though have switched players. Dutch is now playing. Smee has gone into spec. Also, there is a training server with this same map. So if you haven't seen the map yet and you're supposed to play later, then just go to that test or the training server, and you can train the server and then learn it, and then join this race server and be ready to play in the race. So that's what I would suggest doing. Yeah, it might have been that he got a disconnect and then just went back to the server. Talking about Lioncast. That could have been the reason. Ooh, Dutchy almost hit the road, or the wall, I mean, over the dirt. Might have not made the jump had that happened. Alright, looks pretty much the same in the top. Team Bombs in the lead, THE Reverse at 2nd, Easy Killer at 3rd, Mutemac at 4th, Penta at 5th, and Butterfly Slayers at 6th. Then we have 3 checkpoints down to Laboule at 7th. A New Era and Lioncast have a very close battle. Hive now ahead. They aren't playing at the same part of the map though, so that's kind of confusing. It's all about just the amount of checkpoints you're collecting, so you won't see like the teams being, you know, close to each other eventually. It's just going to be like you know, spread out all over the track. That's just how the format works. So A New Era and Lioncast very close to each other, but not on the actual map. Then we got Saw at 10th, THE 5 Guys 1 Cup at 11th, Pantsu at 12, Neo at 13th, Easy Killer 3 at 14th, Easy Killer 2 at 15th, IGN at 16th, Esports United at 17th, AKRS at 18th, Team Legends at 19th, Saw2 at 20th, Impact at 21st, YOLO at 22nd, DACSP2 at 23rd, THE Androids at 24th. We got Team Q at 26th as we Dutchy Crash. Looks like DACSP, the first team past Team Q. We got TND at 27th, Orcs at 28th, RNH at 29th, Spam at 30th, 9 Live at 31st, Display at 32nd, Sherlock or EDRM Sherlock at 33rd, Bro at 34th, Fox at 35th, EDRM Watson at 36th, K3 at 37th, Drunked 18 at 38th, OMG at 39th, TNT at 40th, Alt F4 at 41st, Spam at 42nd, T2 at 43rd, Halco at 44th, K3 at 45th. Then we got Assure at 46th, DT at 47th, T1 at 48th, JBG at 49th, May at 50th, and that's pretty much it. I believe the other teams after that are not driving anymore. They might drive later though, we'll see. But they don't have a player for the first hour. See if all the teams are still having the same players. Tween, Shorty, Onyo, Spam, Scrappy, Raysons. Yeah, looks to be pretty much the same. Let's follow Tween for a while. The current leader. Yeah, I got a new microphone. It's much better than what I used to have. So, should improve the quality quite a lot. At least the audio part of it. Yeah, it's a 24-hour race, but I won't be casting for 24 hours, so I'll take some breaks, for sure. Probably the first one will come like... well, I guess I want to get the switch, the mood switch at 6 PM CET and like stream some of that. I guess the first break would be like at 7 maybe. Or maybe I will take it like at 5. Yeah, probably at 5. And then I'll be back for the mood switch at 6. Shorty will improve his local record, and so will Spam. Only about 40 hundreds between them. And also Rayson's improving his best time, 3:38.03. So he's still about 2 seconds behind the Tween's best time. And I mean that adds up for sure. You can see at the top, Tween's average is 3:37.72. So his average is better than Rayson's best time. That is insane. So Tween have definitely figured out this track. Knows where you can take the risks without, you know, losing too much time. So Tween doing really good here in the start for Team Bombs. Kubice, Hockey Jr. and Saber also playing. And Saber is streaming his point of view. Exclamation point streams will give you all the streams. Before the race started though, I did say Butterfly Slayers are like the super favorites. I mean, it's a team consisting of Raisons, Carl Jr., Wally, Leo and Beat. That's a crazy good team, on paper at least. And it's still really early, so we'll see. Tween keeping that 2 checkpoints ahead of Shorty. See what Shorty's average is. It's 338.70, so he's like 1 second slower than Tween on average. I have a feeling Shorty will be playing for a while here in the start. There are only 3 players as well, which is kind of noteworthy. As you can tell in the top, there's, I think that this is the only team with 3 players. The other ones all got like 3 or 4 or 5. Bombs got 4, Easy Killer got 5, Mute Mike got 5 as well. And so no, Penta got 4. Of course, Javi Flyer playing in this team. He's been playing so well, not only in my weekly races as of late, but also in Days 21-minute Cup, which is kind of a similar type of event. It's another endurance race, so Javi Flyer is going to be very interesting to follow once he starts playing as well. Then Butterfly Slayers got 5 players as well. LaBoule, 5 players, with Omnipots being the one that sticks out the most. Lioncast also 5 players. Saw 5. And a New Era also 5. So yeah, in top 10 there's only one team with 3 players, and that is THE Reverse with Shorty. Also who are the other players again? CC Man and Dexter, of course. They have their names reversed. I guess that makes sense with their name. Although they did misspell the name, but whatever, I guess. Yeah, I might actually consider doing that Magbow one. Or maybe play in it. I mean, I play already in Dave's 21-minute Cup, so it's the track is unknown, right? So it's released just before the race starts. I saw Saber playing in it. Was it last week? So yeah, could be fun. As long as it's untrained, then I could play. Oh, I had to sign up. Okay, so it's too late. Well, that's fine. I might cast it. We'll see. It seems like this track got a couple of stretches, not just one stretch, which is I like that. The more stretches, the better, because it can be very demanding to play in these kind of races. So it's important to be able to rest. Oh, you can still sign up. Okay, well, I'll consider it. Alright, let's follow a team a bit lower in the list. Let's see who's driving for Panzer. It's Slink still, so they have only had one player. Slink, who plays for V+ normally, I think, at least. Formerly of Druids and from Sweden. And he is behind THE 5 Guys 1 Cup right now, with 1 checkpoint. I wonder how often those checkpoints update, because they might not update like for every checkpoint you pass. It might be like on a timer or something like that. Ooh, a very nice time by Tween again. 3:36.33. And also Dutchy with a very good time. That's 6th local record. But yeah, there's no question that Tween is dominating so far. Of course, Tween playing with a keyboard, which one would not think would be that ideal for this kind of endurance race, but he makes it work somehow. I guess he doesn't really press that hard on the keyboard. I think most players are probably playing with a gamepad. Oh, Slink hits the wall, but not a bad place to crash. Didn't lose too much. Getting some lag spikes on occasion. I think it is when people are joining the server, would be my guess. Alright, so we have soon played 1 hour of the race. 23 hours remaining. We'll see if any of the top teams will switch players.